The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily reflect the views of the podcast host, its sponsors, or any affiliate organizations. The information provided on this podcast is for general information purposes only and should not be considered as professional advice. Listeners are advised to consult with professionals in relevant fields regarding their specific situation. The podcast host and its affiliates shall not be held responsible for any action taken or not taken based on the information provided on this podcast.
Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning back into the Concept Podcast. Hey, my target audience, y'all been showing up and showing the out, and I really do appreciate that. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend,
and hit that bell.
Hit that bell, please. Tell somebody you love them, because, you know, at the end of the day got to end someday. Today we got some real good topic conversation. We got two new faces. Y'all been doing what y'all been doing, so make sure y'all DM me, comment, tell me what y'all think about these guys and if y'all want them back or not. We got intelligent individuals I really appreciate and like their opinions. So without further ado, I'm going to let our special guests introduce themselves.
Yo, this Tyrus.
What's going on, y'all? I'm TJ.
Yeah, for sure. So, TJ, we're going to start with you. Who is TJ, man?
Man, honestly, man, I ain't nobody, honestly, man.
Yeah.
I'm just a normal old dude, father of 3 kids, you know, two boys, a little girl. So, you know, man, I'm just a working man. I just stay out the way and just be to the family, man. I'm just a family man, honestly, man.
For sure, man. Ain't nothing wrong
That's
with
where
it.
to be.
Who is Tyrus?
Man, just girl dad, go
Yeah.
to school, get ready for school, go to work, go home. That's it. You know me.
For sure.
I'm out the way.
It's the best way to be, too.
Hey,
man.
way to
I'm
be,
telling
for
you,
sure,
man,
for
I'm
sure.
telling you.
Man,
Tell how you been? What's up with you?
man, I'm good. How y'all been? Y'all let us know how y'all been. We mentally checking in on y'all today.
Yeah, for sure. Dropping a comment. Y'all good, audience. You know, y'all know how we do our mental welfare checks. We need to check on y'all sometimes. And if y'all, like we said, anytime, if y'all want to come on the Concept, just DM Simple Flicks or me free, and we gonna get you on for sure. Also, before we jump into the conversation, I want to preface this. You single relationship?
I'm in a relationship.
Okay, single relationship?
Single.
Okay, cool. Everybody know ours. So
Yeah.
we're gonna jump into it. So what role does consent play in relationship? And we can generalize it and then we can go dive into it.
I mean, consent plays a big part in it.
Yeah,
I mean, it all boils down to how you know your partner.
yeah,
Y'all got to have them conversations, man. Those deep conversations about what you like, what you don't like, when you're in the mood, when you're not in the mood. Since we're just speaking general right now, I mean, it plays a big part
yeah,
in a relationship, period.
for sure. What's your thoughts on that, TJ?
Man, just like Tyra said, man, that's a big thing. That's really that's the main thing. Like, if you ain't got consent in a relationship, regardless if it's y'all just met each other, y'all been with each other a while, anything like that, man. Like, if you ain't got no consent about nothing, man, it can go bad a lot of ways. So
For sure.
it's just really, honestly, if you got it, especially if you got it established from the get-go, like
Yeah.
you say, if you knowing what each other want, stuff like that, regardless if it's just wanting to hook up, rather it's want to like build something from something. Like, as long as y'all both just know what's going on, like, shit, it's gonna be straight.
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure. I feel that, and I agree with y'all. Consent is what I would consider the most important part in communication. Because one, I got to be able to thoroughly communicate how I feel and the things that I like, and then two, when I want something from my partner, I have to make sure that they're willing and like capable of doing the things that I like too, vice versa. So consent can go a long way. Even we're gonna start with like the basis of it, like what you want to eat today. If I go out and get you steak 48 and then I come home, you like, damn, I ain't say I want that. You
I
know,
want Chick-fil-A nuggets.
yeah, even small things like that can boil over in the long run. So it's like small things like that, because ladies, y'all gonna have to come to this, because when your man asks what you want to eat and you say it don't matter and he bring you back something you don't want, now you're mad. That's what we consenting for, you know.
Hey,
fuck that.
stop making dudes play the guessing game with y'all. Like that's wild. That's crazy to me. Y'all want somebody to be in your mind so bad, but you don't even know your true mind.
You see?
Yeah,
Crazy.
I feel you. See, that's like with my girl. Like she. That's literally what she told me from the get go. Like she gonna tell me exactly what she want. Like it's literally on me to like give her what she want tonight. Like, and if I drop the ball, that's on me. It ain't like I can sit there and be like, oh, I didn't know this, or like you had said, like I got to read your mind and know what you want, this, that, and that. Now she literally tell me what she want and what she needs. So if I drop the ball, that's on me because I already know what she need.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I tell my wife, like me and my wife got a newborn at the crib, so like she'll say, "You should know I need help. I got the baby all day. I need you to communicate what you need help with."
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you need help with if my focus is on that all day.
I feel you on that.
I've definitely been in that position where she got the kid. Honestly, you tired, you need help, but you ain't really communicating, especially if it's first time parents. Communication is big
Yeah.
because if not, that destroys a lot of relationships.
Yeah,
that
for
that
sure.
loss of communication after having kids, man.
Yeah. And so we just gonna go into it. Even like in sex, so right, women, you know, how they say, you know, your body ain't yours once you're married, and me being a married individual is like sometimes my wife don't be in the mood or whatever. But after so long, she just kind of, okay, you know, what Bernie Mac said, you know, you gotta steal you some pussy. You know what I'm saying? When you
hit
roll
you
over,
with
you
that.
spooning. He say,
He turn over on her side and be like, "Here."
you know, it's levels to it. So sex is a big thing too. So I feel like two consenting partners, like y'all should communicate that too. Like when I'm tired, can I still do it? If that's one of them things that you would like to do. Like Bernie Mac said, she turned over to the side, you know, scooted up, put it against that mean, okay, you know, you're gonna have to do the work, but I'm here for you. You see what I'm saying? I'm tired, but I'm here for you.
Yeah.
No one of them things. So we do gotta appreciate our women too for letting us know them type of things, because I'm a sexual oriented person, you know, I got to get it in, you know. Appreciate you. But you know, it's those things, because that make and break too. Because you don't want to deprive your partner of their sexual desires and needs, vice versa. I wouldn't, because you don't want to go get it nowhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then that goes from, I can't get it at home. What they say? I've seen so many memes this past week. It's harder to get outside because it's so. I mean, it's easier to get outside cat than in-house cat. You know, but that just go from two individuals that ain't talking, communicating their true intent and things that they need. So. How, and knowing what consent is, how do you prioritize that in your relationship or in pursuing somebody that you have the potential to be more than like significant other?
So with me, I'm single, right? I meet a chick, and she come over to the crib, we hooking up, whatever. If she not in the mood that night, I might make my move. I'll try to have sex that night. If she like giving the signal of I'm not in the mood or not tonight, I gotta have the wherewithal to go with her consent and saying not tonight.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to, you know, keep pushing and pushing where she gives it in, and then she's having sex and she really not even want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how I implement it
For sure.
into my life anyway.
Yeah.
You got anything on that, Ted?
So the only thing I can tell you, my situation with me and my wife, the night she came over, she was the first thing she said, "I'm not having sex with you." Okay, that's fine. I said, I just wanted to chill anyway. So we laid down, we went to sleep, and we cuddled. I like to hold titties when I cuddle.
Same.
So I'm like, that is a pivotal part of cuddling, ladies. So just so y'all know. But I was like, you know, I like to hold titties when I cuddle. Is that okay? She was like, no. I said, all right, cool. Just move my arm back to her stomach and went on with life.
See, yeah.
And we've been inseparable ever since that night.
For sure. Respectable too, you know. And her being honest you know, and then you internalizing that and giving her positive feedback, you know, those things that I think people overlook too, you know. Honesty and consent in the beginning stages, like them foundational characteristics of a relationship, you know what I'm saying? I could be real stable, you know what I'm saying, with just the basics. And we won't have, it won't be no bitterness because, oh, you tried to treat me wrong or you doing me, I feel this type of way about what you did. And I was trying to tell you no. But then the woman do got to step up and be like, hey, I'm good, you know. We do have a certain level to like have to understand the signs and the flags that they giving. But even then, you know, it's situations that might be in rarities, but even green flags could be red flags, you know what I'm saying? Because at any time, they say during sexual relationships, especially, like, consent can be taken away as soon as they say no, stop. I'm like,
But we halfway through.
Yeah, you know, you know how we doing the do, and then you going crazy and like stop, you know.
I'm gonna say, since you want
what
to
you mean? What you mean?
You see,
Is it a stop where I keep going, or you want to keep going, or do I need to stop? You know what I mean? Just all in learning your woman.
Yeah, for sure.
Know what she mean behind it.
Yeah, for sure. And then I mean, then like you two say, knowing the cues, you know, like how you say to stop. Like if she's saying it like aggressively, you know what I'm saying? Like you should take that. You should know like she ain't really enjoying it and shit like that. So this is she actually meaning stop, you know. But then like he said, it's just really just about knowing each other, knowing her, and just knowing exactly like what she meaning by everything. So I do get you on that shit, cause shit, if you don't, goddamn me, shit, you gonna sit out here and end up like Diddy, Ellie, all that shit. So, boy, you gotta be
potentially like I can't wait to see what actually play through with that one.
Yeah,
it's gonna be wild for sure. So we're gonna move the conversation along. So in y'all situations, relationships, and what if you're dealing with another person, like have you ever felt like you dismissed the other person's feelings or like their opinions about something?
Oh yeah, I've definitely been in that position. You know, I used to be married, divorced. I can recount plenty of times where I ignored her. You know, and her feelings, and man, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear that today.
Yeah.
And move on about my business. And so plenty of times for me.
For sure.
I can't. Same here, man. Even with my relationship right now, like it's been countless times like where we done had conversations just about like stuff that she done said, and it's just like and like I say, it was just like you know, forget that, fuck your feelings, you know, like shit. And then shit, it really just it didn't seem important to me, but like it ain't what it's about me, it's about her. You know what I'm saying? It's like how important it was to her. So regardless of how regardless how I felt about that shit, it was something that like really like she deeply felt about to at least, and then for sure to come talk about it or at least try to talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I feel I'm the same. It is a lot of things that I just be like, you know, whatever. Like, is it that serious? Like, everybody know I'm a real nonchalant person. Like, just me. Yeah. I can really care less about 85% of the things that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares?
Oh God.
But with my partner, I feel like you said, if it was worth bringing up, it's important to them. So it ain't so much about us than it is like for them. So I would say, as a man, you know, sometimes we do gotta put our pride to the side a little bit, you know, and just kind of console the woman in these situations. But at the same time, I do want a strong, independent, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, baby, you said they was gossiping. Man, some goddamn guys, you better put your big girl panties on, you know what I'm saying? I got two little girls too, so I understand patience and emotional intelligence because they are coming from an emotional standpoint, and whatever they see, you know what I'm saying, that's just their perspective. So I'm looking at that and I'm just like, all right, Free, you gotta hunker down, my boy. I know you it probably don't seem that important, you know what I'm saying, but hey, listen, just listen. You know, even listening go a long way in molding and putting some stability in relationships too.
Yeah, looking at putting yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, a lot of time it don't even be about the incident. It'll be about the whole principle behind it.
Yeah,
And a lot of times we ignore that.
yeah,
You know, so I was telling my homeboy yesterday that you gotta, it may be a petty situation to you, but you gotta look at the principle from her point of view.
hmm
So can I ask y'all a question?
yes, sir.
And then I'll give y'all the actual definition. Can y'all define emotional intelligence?
Can I say what it means to me?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna give you the actual
So
definition.
I'm gonna try to define it. Emotional intelligence is having an understanding of what, like the characteristics of what each emotion is and how to guide your feelings through a situation. That's what I would say.
Okay, you close.
Okay. Hey, that's pretty nice. I was finna say mainly just how you say knowing each emotion, and then knowing how each emotion is affecting the other person as well as yourself. You know, so it's like more of like just like I say, understanding their emotions compared to your emotions, and not putting them against each other, but trying to see how like how they can come together.
Yeah, for me, I'll say that, you know, you and your girl, you recognize that y'all are finna have a conflict, and you recognize you upset, she upset. So right now may not be the time to continue the conversation, to be put a pause on it, say, hey, we both upset right now. Let's talk about this a little later, take a breather, and come back to it.
Okay. All right. So Google defines emotional intelligence as the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and effectively use emotions, both your own and those of others, using 5 key concepts: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills.
Okay.
So, with that being defined, would you say 95% of people that say they're emotionally intelligent, are they actually emotionally intelligent? To the definition?
To the definition, no.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the people I know, like personally, nah, not even close. Like I wouldn't even say 25% of the people I know, like
Yeah.
you like can even say they emotionally intelligent from that definition. But from a society standpoint, still no. But yeah, it's definitely a higher percentage than 25. But yeah, it's definitely still like a no on even 95% of it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a concept that even influencers, I ain't trying to get on nobody, but like even influencers, like they use so recklessly, because in the true definition, right, they only looking at parts of it, right? They're not looking at it as in a whole. So
They're
maybe
looking at the understanding
of it,
your
what I'm
emotion.
saying?
Like,
Yeah.
you understand you mad.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you understand you sad, you happy. Like, they be like, okay, you emotionally intelligent.
No.
Nah, dog.
Yeah. So and then recognizing and implementing like the awareness part of it is another big thing that I feel like people kind of misconstrued.
Misconstrued.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
I was trying to put it together.
I'm like, that shit don't sound right. Anyways.
It's a cup. It's a cup.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm saying, but yeah, so even if I am aware that you mad, your man is making me feel some type of way. Now how we go forth and like deal with it. What's the solution to what we're doing?
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like one of them things that I do think that don't nobody really just to the T. Oh, I'm emotionally intelligent. Like you a variation of it for sure, but in its entirety, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And suck it up. But and you'll argue me that though. I am this because I'm XYZ. You showing me that you're not at
So-
that point.
Let me ask you this: as a man, are you a very logical person?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say you are?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and most people don't understand that with logic comes emotional intelligence,
I agree.
because in order to personify emotional intelligence, you have to sit back and think about the whole thing. And all a logical person does is think. about the whole situation.
Man, sometimes I be trying to cut off thinking.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And one thing I do not like too, like when the emotional intelligence in a man is given from a woman's perspective is given off as, "Are you sassy?" Like, I'm just trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? It's like don't take it as weakness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just understand and I can properly communicate the way I feel about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the most important word in the entire definition is understanding, because I can communicate all day, but am I listening to you to understand what you're saying and what you mean and where you're
Yeah.
coming from, and vice versa. And a lot of people just listen to respond and not to actually understand where the other person is coming from.
Yeah. So in that, like, would you? How can I phrase this? When you're dealing with a woman, would you like promote equality with women and men?
I mean, even when I ain't dealing with one, well, one day I do. I mean, like how people always say, like, which it was funny. We were just having a game night the other night, and like, it was a little question that was like, well, it was a question popped up. I can't really remember what it was, but like, people was like giving their answers. It was just like, how many people like would you want to have in the, like, how many people is too many in a sexual like intercourse thing. And you know, people giving their numbers and stuff like that, and then like we start talking about just like a train, like a train and a threesome and stuff like that. And like I ain't never just really just looked at, like, I understand our male definition, like I understand like why we call it a train and stuff like that, but I ain't never just like, it ain't never just been like, okay, like a girl just like a hoe and shit like that, just
Right.
because like she prefers, like she didn't prefer to like have a threesome or something like that. Like that ain't no big issue.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like if we can do it and like not be like shamed about it and shit, like get shamed and get and shit like that about
Right.
it. The female, like if she do that shit, okay. Like when OnlyFans and shit came out, all right.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, cool. Like shit, like we can't be mad about them like trying to like make their money for what they want to make their money for.
For sure.
Good.
And any other like point of
So, when you say equality or equal, what do you mean? Because to me, a man and a woman complements each other, and we're supposed to come together and make a whole.
okay.
So, when we come to like equal pay, things like that, then yeah, of course. But in a relationship, we are made to be completely different, but come together and make a whole. So that's why I say, when you say that, what are we talking about exactly?
Now you got me kind of think about it a little bit more. I was kind of generalizing it, but yeah, like equal in sexuality, equal in emotions, equal. I'm not really gonna get into political, like politics. The pay stuff is. I feel like if you got the skill, you pay your way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like equal in a household, you watch this, I watch 50-50. It's me. I'm niggas. Y'all better go watch the episode. I'm trying to tell you. So like the whole 50-50 thing, basically. Like, do you want equality? Would you promote equality in it?
Yeah, because how my mama raised me, I don't need you to come. I don't need you to be a maid. I don't need you to be a chef. I can do all that myself. So we can tag team this together.
Yeah.
So we definitely gonna be equal in that aspect.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Obviously, I'm a 50-50 type.
In my household, I mean, we do go 50-50 in my household, but it's in it, and it ain't even just because it's like on me. Like, it's definitely been times where I done took on everything and like not tripped. Like, she pregnant. When she got pregnant with both our kids, you go home, like sit down, like you ain't got to worry about really like taking on no heavy loads. Like, if you want to work, you can. That's cool, but understand that like I'm not sitting here like shit. Nah, like hey man, shit, go ahead and get I don't give like until you can't get off your feet. No, go ahead and keep working.
Yeah.
But it was like, nah, like I can still take on, like I don't sit there and just be like, nah, like we gotta be 50-50. But like if you want to, that's cool. Like again, we communicated like if that's what we want to do. And then my girl also wanted that like shit. If she ain't tripping on like all right, at this point in time, like I didn't have just enough for it. So she 60-40, stuff like that. But again, it's still on both of us. It wasn't just on no, like, no, we gotta be 50-50. Like,
Yeah.
no, it was just like we came to a term just like, okay, it's cool for us to be 50-50 if we want to. If it's a time where I want to just be like, nah, sit down and I got everything, I take care of it and take it on.
Yeah, I feel that. I agree too. I say 50-50 a lot, but in this wholeheartedly, I really mean 100-100. Like whatever I got at that time, I'm gonna give it my all for sure. You know, it's just because granted, like you said, Tyrus, the dynamic will never truly be equal because it's genetic, biological things that us men just can't do as women, and there's some shit that women just can't do that us men can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them things where I do feel like I would promote equality, but in a sense you gotta be like intelligent enough to understand, like just give it your all in the end anyway. So it's like certain shit, that 50-50 shit, yeah, hey, if I'm but gender roles.
I want to give them the perfect example, bro.
Okay.
So, and I love going back to this. In the beginning, there's a book in the Bible called Genesis. It lets you know a lot of things about, you know, how everything started. Y'all should go read that, by the way. It's a good read. But God created Adam, which is man. And God put Adam to sleep, took a rib, and created a helpmeet, which was Eve. In the beginning, they were looked at as equal because God unified them, which is what we now call a marriage. And after that, after the whole fruit thing, it got split. So now it's Adam and Eve, male and female. And that's when things started to divert from being equal.
For sure.
God made the curse for man was to work by the sweat of his brow. That means we go out, provide, protect, and do everything else. Eve's curse was to bear children. Well, yeah, to bear children. The serpent was condemned to the ground. No, it lost his feet. So, like, in that sense, from the beginning, there's always been an imbalance that most people will never understand because they never choose to pick up that book.
For sure.
That's definitely true.
And that's why I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Uh,
My grandma watch this podcast. She gonna love that. Love that.
yeah, for sure. You got too much. So let's just talk about like our upbringing. Like, how does your upbringing shed light on how you act, your moral standards in your partnership, marriage, relationship, etc.?
So for me, I was raised in a single parent household. It was just me and my mom throughout the most of my childhood. So I never had my dad in my life. Well, he was in and out as a kid, but I can tell you where he's at today. You know what I mean? So I think my mom raised me to be caring and to be independent. So, but I also think that plays into not really understanding the true role as a male when it comes to in a marriage, because I didn't have that example growing up of what a true marriage should look like. So, and I really didn't have those people in my life where I could lean on and go to for that advice on what is a man's role in the marriage and how it should be.
For sure. If you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with both of my parents. Like I'm like how most black males normally haven't. So
For sure.
I mean, that I was lucky enough to have both my parents. I can say, I mean, just being grown now. I mean, at times I had a good example. At times I had a bad example. But I think that's definitely like what got me to be able to definitely grow up and see like how how the wrong will affect, regardless if y'all married or if y'all still like working on stuff. Like that definitely showed me like what'll go wrong with that. So it definitely showed me to do the right thing. Again, we are human, so I mean mistakes happen, but definitely try to have those mistakes be minor mistakes.
For sure.
Have the mistakes be, if anything, not at all. But I mean, if it do happen just one time, especially. So
Yeah.
like I say, like I feel like now being in the door, I am grateful to be able to see both of those sides, like from my pops, to be able to see that, and for them now to have worked through it, and like we and they still married to this day. I think 24 years, I think maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, well I'm 30, so yeah, I think about like 24 years. So yeah, I say that like it works if you just stay away from the bullshit,
Yeah.
focus on everything that you need to at home and stuff like that, and it's all gonna work out.
Yeah, for sure. I wholeheartedly agree with that too. So I got the best of both worlds, and then my world went for a spin and some shit, and then they threw that motherfucker on another world, and then
His world joined the Ringling Circus.
hey, and then it was a circus for sure. But yeah, positive dynamic of what a household should look like. I seen that shit go to the fan, and then I realized that I wasn't even a part of that shit. I was a part of whole nother shit, and the dynamic between my mama. Shout out my mom, though. She did the best she could. I am very successful, and she I just don't. I wouldn't use that as an excuse though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I know, like you said, what wrong look like.
Mm-hmm.
When I hit 18, it was up to me. Life was what I wanted it to be. So after that, I got married when I was 21. I had 3 years of fun, and then I was done. Like, cool, I'm just gonna live my life how I think it should be lived. And I'm gonna act in a manner that I know, which I feel like I should have took the path Terry took. And actually, because I'm not the biggest religious person, but I am religious. If you choose to be married, you have a level of understanding what religion is, because that is a Christian dynamic in what marriage we see now. Every culture got his own little spinoff to it, but yeah, I seen it, and from my understanding, my dad, he did everything he was supposed to do as what I would consider a man should do. And my mom, she did a lot of the help stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then I seen that role switch, so I understood like women are capable of doing certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have an excuse to not do it, is you lazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to use me?
Yeah.
Or like, is that how you was brought up? And certain things like that. So I just use what I seen and experienced, and I just tried to use it to basically the best of my ability.
Yeah.
For me, it was my mama, then my brother and sister daddy. They got married. I think they was together for like 11 years. Then they got divorced. My mama got remarried. The second marriage, I think that lasted for maybe 6-7 years. But for the most part, it was me, my mama, and my 2 little siblings. So once I had actually met my pops, I had a lot of resentment towards him. But I didn't let that. After a while, I had to let that go. Because when I say it was pure rage, anger in my heart towards him, it was. But as I got older, I started to understand it a little bit more. It's like he had 9 kids. I just happened to be number 5.
Yeah.
So me being dead in the middle, me never seeing you was a problem to me. I didn't know he had other kids at the time. So once I understood that, I was like, you know what? I can't do nothing but bow to myself to be, not gonna say, well, I can say better than him, to make sure whenever I do have kids, I'm present in their life.
Yeah.
So that was my thing.
Yeah, my dad, he told me, he was like, you know, I was young, wasn't ready for kids, you know. I believe I was his first. And to me, I took my dad not being there as to, I know what not to do, you know, as a dad. And I vowed to forever be in my girl's life and to be present and active in their life and guide them in the way a dad should.
For sure.
Shout out to my pops now, because he there for his grandkids, all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
And shout out Platt. Take care of your kids.
That man finna get a picture on the wall soon.
That's probably gonna be the thumbnail. But yeah, man, we gonna wrap this one up, man. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate y'all opinions, you know. We're gonna have y'all back for sure. This just one of them things. It's growing community. Hey, y'all tap in again. Tap in.
Show.
Tap in. Leave some fire. Leave some fire in the comments or something for Tyrus and TJ. Yeah.
Definitely appreciate the invite.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'll be back anytime.
Yeah, anything y'all want to leave with the audience?
Man.
Drop a gem. If you could give one piece of advice, what would you give?
Yeah, so I guess, man, honestly, man, just stay out the way. It ain't nothing out there for you, man. I honestly, man, if you got you a girl, bro, sit down. You got females. If your man, sit on that shit. Even for y'all, like shit, it's getting dangerous out here for both sides, man. So I say, man, if you got something at home, sit down with it. Especially if you got kids. Like I say, I got 3 of them. I got a 7-year-old boy. She finna turn 3 on the 15th of June, my little girl, and then I got a 1-year-old little boy. Like, swear to God, it ain't nothing better than just sitting at the house.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
And for me, learn how to actually communicate with each other. Learn how to understand each other. If new parents, learn how to still love each other. Because if not, that's the easiest way that y'all are going to separate. Learn how to still date each other. Put your kids, because remember, at the end of the day, your kids are to grow up and leave the house. Y'all still going to be there. Are y'all going to be still in love with each other? Or y'all ain't even know the person you laying next to? Choice is yours.
For sure. Hey, take heed to the advice, cause that's some real talk right there for sure. No questions for the audience. Until next time, hey, y'all tap in, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend,
And hit that bell.
and hit that bell.
Hit that bell, y'all. Hit that bell.
Definitely hit that bell.
Yes, sir.
We out.
We out.